Welcome back, guys, to Boom Beach. Today we're taking on Dr. Terra yet again. I must apologize for there not being two Boom Beach videos in 2 days because I was not actually able to do too well because Dr. Terra on the Volcano Island the other day was ridiculously difficult on level 5. No matter what I tried, I couldn't do it. So I decided not to upload it because I think most of you guys really care about the later stages of Dr. Terra. So I decided not just to upload it because it had just been rather pointless, and Dr. Hammerman, or sorry, Lieutenant Hammerman rather, was also very difficult, and I have very underleveled defenses for my level, pretty much because I'm only focusing on offensive play at the moment. I guess defensive stuff is for a later time for me. So let's go ahead with our 43 warriors now, because I've got a landing craft at 17, which is very fun. I do have 3 statues boosted, my masterpiece at 76%, resource reward that is. Then we've got our troop health masterpiece at 44% and our troop damage masterpiece at 50%. So with that being said, let's go attack Dr. Terra at the very first stage. Now this will be, of course, very easy. What I'm going to do is just drop all my guys over here to the right hand side, just so those of you that are lower level know roughly what you can do. You can go ahead and get a lot more gunboat energy without getting attacked. And then hopefully pretty much at whatever level you're at, you can just go chuck a couple of artillery shells and you should be good. 2 in my case, maybe even 1 for some of you guys that are right at the end of the game. But pretty much everyone should have no problems sorting out Dr. Terra Stage 1. Could also use some Zookas, like some very, very low level Zookas that'd probably be out of range of all the defenses. Pretty much a free attack. Alright, so let's go on to Terra Stage 2. Do all of these in rather quick succession. Alright, I'm going to drop a barrage on 4, or at least 3 of those buildings, and then on those mines as well. So that's 4 things destroyed pretty much. Then we've got, let's see. So what I'm going to do is send in all my guys over here to the right. I mean, no one's going to die. That's not really a problem for me. Oh, had a bit of a recording glitch there. And again. We got to fix that up. But another fairly simple Dr. Terra. We get an intel piece as well, which is always great fun. Alright, so on to Terra Stage 3. And we do have a shock launcher at level 9. So that's going to be quite a pickle. I don't think we're actually going to focus on destroying that. So we are pretty much going to go over from the right hand side. Let's just check out the range of that boom cannon. I think we'll be safe. I don't think it'll be able to pick off any guys on the headquarters. Headquarters has got a lot of strength and health though. Crazy stuff. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to stick to shocking these 3 cannons and shock launcher. So 2 cannons and 1 shock launcher. Alright, we're going to get rid of that mine as well. So let's go attack. I really need to buy like a better cable that I used to record my Apple iPad with, because at the moment having a little bit of recording issues, like black screens, and sometimes there's like a bit of screen tearing and stuff. Definitely got to fix that stuff up. So I'm going to do is I'm just going to spawn all these guys. Oh, we lost one guy there. Spawn all these guys out over here. I'm actually just going to flare them on the way to the headquarters as well, and they are all safe over here. So now what we can do is start getting ready to shock. Now, I think, let's just heal these guys up. Oh wow, that cannon is able to actually attack us. That's right though. We did that pretty quickly. I'm actually surprised at how quickly we did manage to destroy that with 200,000 or so health. We are going to lose, oh, only 5 warriors. I thought we'd lose a bit more, but I cannot complain about that. So let's get quickly on top of that. And we are doing rather well with resources. I still need like 1 million iron to go ahead and get another level 17 landing craft. Take a little while yet. But let's go scout out Terra Stage 4. Alright, so this one seems like it'll be fairly simple as well. We do have a shock launcher, which is unfortunate. It's right at the start, so I'm tempted to actually just go destroy that and then move on to the headquarters. It'll make life a lot easier because then I'll be able to start shocking some of these sniper towers. Alright, We'll be back once all our troops are ready though. So let's go ahead and attack Terra Stage 4. So what we're going to do is we are going to ignore this shock launcher, and we're going to go ahead and smoke on the beach so our warriors can get out rather unscathed, and then I'm going to flare them to the very right hand side of the map. And then I'll flare them back to the top right of the map, and then onto the headquarters. Also forgot to do the boom cannon, or boom mine there, sorry. And we should be good. That wasn't the best smoke on the headquarters, but it'll do. Even though they did get a shock off, it's alright. Now I used 2 shocks, one on the boom cannon and one on that shock launcher. Also heal my warriors up and just chuck in whatever else we've got left. So I've only got 1 artillery. Might as well chuck that, and we have got it before the shock launcher manages to shock us once more. Not too bad. We did lose a fair few guys though, but I guess once they get higher levels, it'll be all much easier. Alright, so Terra Stage 5 thankfully is a lot easier than it was last time around. This time we've got 2 shock launchers right next to each other, which makes them pretty much redundant. If they're right next to each other, they can be used up in 1 shock, or at least you can nullify them. What I'm going to have to do is get rid of all these mines though, and we're going to go straight up the gut. So let's go give this a shot then, shall we? Get an artillery and place it in between the boom mine and the normal mine, and then get rid of them 2 mines there as well. Now use 2 smokes onto the beach, plop them all down, and flare onto that boom cannon. Once they're roughly there, just move them straight onto their headquarters, and then flare the... oh, sorry, not... well, you can flare to the headquarters, obviously, but also... oh, God. That wasn't good. That was not good at all. Not the best flare. Make sure you flare much better than that, though. And then you use 2 shocks. 1 on the sniper tower, and 1 on the rocket launcher and the boom cannons. Jeez, that was definitely no good, though. Let's just shock again on those shock launchers. They are pretty much all done. Alright, geez, this is going to be way too close for my liking though. I should have done a lot better over here, but I think we're going to do this. Thankfully, we just did. That initial shock, or the initial smoke, was left much to be desired, to say the least. But we got there in the end though. We got there in the end. So what's that? 36 casualties. Could have been around, I guess, 25 or so. But we'll be back with Terra Stage 6. Alright, and on to Terra Stage 6. What we're going to be doing here is going straight up the guts yet again. Although what we will have to do is clear a bit of the path, but let's get right into it and show you guys the proper pathing. So what we're going to do is just get 1 artillery barrage, place it in between both of those mines. Hopefully that gets rid of them. There we go. Beautifully done. Now, I'm going to go smoke the beach and flare onto the boom cannon. That is the boom cannon, not the cannon next to it. So let's go have a shot at this. Place all my guys down, flare them onto that boom cannon, and smoke that boom cannon there as well. Now I'm going to smoke the path to the headquarters, although we're going to flare a little to the left of the headquarters. And as soon as they start getting close, flare them onto the headquarters so they miss all those mines. We made it out rather unscathed. Now we're going to need 2 shocks, 1 on that flamethrower and 1 on that rocket launcher. Right now. Beautifully done. We can even heal our guys up. And then we can chuck in an artillery. Just chuck everything that we can in there to make as much damage as we possibly can. And here come all the defenses attacking us, but we've done it in style. That was very, very easy, I must say, for level 6 at least anyway. So let's sally forth and onto Terra Stage 7 we go. This is pretty much a foregone conclusion of how this will end, but we'll give it our best shot. Now, there are a heck of a lot of defenses. Thankfully, headquarters isn't really all that strong. At least doesn't have all that much health. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these mines right in the middle. And we're also going to get rid of these supplies over here so we can get some extra gunboat energy. I think I would be able to finish this Terra Stage 7 if I had enough gunboat energy. I do have a gunboat energy statue, but I don't think it's worth it just for 1 stage, to be completely honest. So what we're going to do is focus on these mines, get an artillery shell and just plop it right down there, destroying all those mines. Beautiful. And we're going to get rid of that stuff over there, which gives us 67 gunboat energy to muck around with. I'm going to smoke twice on the beach, and we're going to flare onto that rocket launcher. Smoke it up as well. Then we are going to shoot pretty much straight ahead onto there, like so, and then flare onto that sniper tower. Those flamethrowers, geez, they definitely cause a bit of mayhem, don't they? And then we're going to flare onto the headquarters and smoke there, of course, as well. Now, this is where I definitely need a little bit more gunboat energy, because I can only use 2 shocks here, I think. And 1 heal. If only I had enough gunboat energy to actually use another shock, that could really help me out. But unfortunately, I'm not able to. I can get to about 1/3 of the headquarters health, and then we are all dead. Don't think we even get... Oh, I guess, yeah, we did get to about 1/3. Almost 1/4. But yeah, this is pretty much where it ends, and no luck over here. If only I had a bit of gunboat energy extra, it would possibly lead to a victory. But that is it for Dr. Terra on the 4th of August.